Welcome to the series where I share easy and practical habits to get you to financial freedom. I'm not just going to share what habits you can adopt, but also detailing how you can do it. So let's get right into it. Habit number 1 is to strive to be debt-free. Our society is accustomed to living with debt. With certain purchases, the default is, to go into debt, like buying a house or a car or going to university or college. And this one really stumps me, like getting married. Why would you want to go into debt for a party? You know what? Never mind. The thing is, undesirable debt is expensive. However, I know that not all debt is avoidable. I certainly couldn't afford my house without going into debt. And some of the debt we need for strategic purposes because of the way our current economic system has been set up. So I understand that debt is not always avoidable, so we need to be strategic about the debt we incur. Let's take the difference between a car and home loan, for instance. Both are debt, but home loan payments are going towards a growing asset, whereas a car payment is going towards a depreciating asset. We want to pay off less desirable debt first. Since we are on the topic of debt, let's talk habit number 2, which is to manage and exploit any credit cards you may have. If you cannot avoid a credit card, you need to find ways to make the most of it. Use your credit card for planned spending. If you spend your own money, it is gone. That money can no longer work for you. So you can take your money and put it in, let's say, a unit trust where it earns more interest than it would just lying in your savings or checking account. While that money is working for you, you can take the bank's money in the form of a credit card and use it for any purchases. Now, a rule of thumb here is to keep to your budget, as in do not spend money that you do not have. For instance, if I have 100 rands in a unit trust, I don't spend more than 100 rands on the credit card because at some point I need to pay that money back. Now, of course, that rule of thumb could be adjusted if you're using credit to create money generating assets, but that is a video for a different day. By the way, if you want to build good habits around creating and sticking to a budget, you can check out the linked tutorial. Depending on the bank you're with, you can use their money interest-free for about a month or 2. Just make sure you square the credit card account before either the statement is issued, as that is when interest is typically applied, or when the interest-free period is up. Squaring of the account will reset your timer for an interest-free period. If you miss the cutoff date for this payment, all of your careful planning may be for naught, because it is likely that the interest earned on your money, that is sitting somewhere else, may be less than the interest you have to pay to the bank for using their money. So always square the account before interest is applied. The second benefit you can exploit using a credit card is to take advantage of their rewards program. Depending on the bank you're with, you can earn different rewards such as cashbacks and discounts. Now, you are only taking advantage of the reward program if you are buying something you already planned for, as in you are going to spend that money anyways. If you're buying an item just for the rewards, then the bank is taking advantage of you. The third opportunity you could exploit is a credit card could be used as a low-fuss way to build a credit score depending on how you use it. So this depends on factors such as your payment history and how much money you keep on borrowing. If you have debt on your credit card because there was an emergency or because of unwise spending habits, a good financial habit is to pay that account off as quickly as possible. It is an expensive luxury. Overall, the point of habits numbers 1 and 2 is don't go into debt unless you absolutely have to or you are being strategic about it. Habit number 3 is to shop around. You can save so much money if you do a little bit of homework. When looking for something specific, check out the prices of the items at different stores. The internet is making this really easy nowadays with companies having the catalogs online and with comparison sites like the one on screen now. Also check out factory stores of popular brands. For instance, Woolworths have a few factory shops, namely Nibbly Bits, Compass Bakery, and a few others. This means you are getting the same good quality product at a fraction of the cost. Something else you can do in this habit is to check if you can get the item straight from source or the manufacturer as opposed to the retail outlet. For instance, I really love this non-alcoholic red wine, but buying it at the wellness center cost a pretty penny, and since I live close to the farm that produces the wine, I simply go there and pick up a couple of bottles at a much cheaper rate. The last step around this habit is to be aware of brand loyalty, as loyalty to a specific brand can be quite pricey. For instance, I regularly evaluate all my service providers I have contracts with, and if I find a better deal for the same product, I try to negotiate a better premium or just jump ship if they cannot match what somebody else is offering, like insurance. Every March, I call my insurance company and ask them to review my policy. Just FYI, insurance companies use statistical modeling and other methods to estimate how much you are most willing to pay based on your profile. 2 years ago, I had the biggest reduction in premiums simply because I asked for it. The savings on my insurance was almost 1,000 rands per month. That is a 12 grand annual saving based on a 10-minute phone call. Guys, you need to remind yourself that as the consumer, you have power. So use it. Habit number 4 is contribute to a rainy day fund. If you have created a realistic budget, you will know how much money you need per month to keep you afloat. A rainy day fund rule of thumb could be to have enough immediately available cash to keep you afloat for at least 3 to 6 months in the event something goes wrong. Saving that kind of money doesn't have to happen overnight, but it is something that you should be working towards. Even if you have a credit card, be sure to have a rainy day fund. So find a financial vehicle that allows you to access your money on short notice while still giving you great returns, such as a cash management account, for instance. Once you have an adequate rainy day fund, stop contributing to it and instead contribute into investments. Since this is an immediate available fund, the returns are usually lower than that of an investment fund. Habit number 5 is to find ways to make your money work for you, as in have money-generating assets. There are many money-generating assets, but for this video, I'll only speak about 2. As soon as you can, get into the habit of saving. If you live in South Africa, you can take advantage of a tax-free savings account where you can save up to 36k per year and you will not be taxed on any capital gains. Savings in this context is different to a rainy day fund. A rainy day fund requires accessibility, while your savings or investment account should be money you do not need for a very long time. This is so that you can take advantage of market gains to beat inflation. If you already have crushing debt, saving and investment may need to be put on pause, and this decision depends on math. If the interest you are paying on your debt is much higher than the interest you will earn on savings, then manage your debt first. Focus on your most expensive debt, then move down the line. Do this until your debt is under control, and then you can start saving and later investing. Habit number 6 is to be kind to your future self by investing in a retirement fund. The harsh reality is that fewer than 10% of South Africans are able to retire financially independent. There are special retirement funds such as pension funds, retirement annuities, or provident funds that are especially designed for this purpose. Did you know that you don't need a job to contribute to a retirement fund? While pension and provident funds are linked to an employer, a retirement annuity is open to anybody. Apart from just looking out for your future self, there are many benefits to saving for your retirement. An immediate benefit is you will pay less tax. For example, if you earn 1,000 rands a month, we deduct 100 contribution for your retirement annuity and the taxman will only tax you on the remaining 900. A medium-term benefit is you will get a tax refund come tax season, which you can reinvest. And please reinvest instead of using it as a bonus. Sorry. Side note, there is a thing called gender investment gap where women are less likely to invest as opposed to men. And the kicker is, everywhere in the world, on average, women outlive men, so we really need to get onto the investment train to take advantage of simple and compound interest to make our money stretch, which ties into the long-term benefit of investing for retirement, which is the power of compound interest. Imagine you are 55 years old and you are retiring. Depending on when you started making the contribution, this could be the outcome. Look at the difference between when you started at 25 versus starting at 50. Habit number 7 is consult a financial and tax advisor. Now, one way to get your hands on a financial advisor is to contact any accredited financial institution that offers services such as savings, investment, retirement solutions, and the like. Consultations with these advisors should be free, and should also be obligation-free, as in you are under no obligation to invest anything just because you had a conversation with them. Don't let a small financial portfolio or being in debt stop you from speaking to a financial advisor. They are not there to judge you. They are there to help. And contrary to popular belief, financial advisors are not just there for the already rich. Even if you've got like 3 rand to your name, speak to one. Habit number 8 is understanding that your salary, savings, and investment will only get you so far. So think about ways to supplement your income. This could be in the form of a raise, getting a better paying job elsewhere, or getting one or multiple side hustles. Within the first year of me running my own consulting firm, my new net salary was more than the gross salary I earned while working for somebody else. I also invested in myself through upskilling and getting better qualifications to boost my income potential. Hands down, the best financial decision I have ever made. The road to financial freedom is not an event, it is a journey. And for the vast majority of us, it starts with little and practical things that we do consistently that eventually define whether we have to worry about money or whether we can be free of financial limitations. And that's it for me today. If you have comments or questions, just pop them into the comment section. Let's create a community where we just learn from each other. Like this, share this, subscribe to this. This is Dr. J, signing off.